So many people ask and are really upset. They're getting more and more upset that your dad is still in prison, and they're raising questions. They're asking, what is Congress doing about it? Can you give us the latest on any congressional updates or where things are at?
His case is still pending appeal through the legal channels. However, at this point, it looks like he will be serving the full 4-month sentence.
So that is the daughter of Steve Bannon giving a little update, and you can tell already that she's a little bit angry that more isn't being done to get her dad out of prison early. We want to give you more of her anger, but I also just wanted to cover this to remind everyone that Steve Bannon is in prison. You probably already knew that, but I bet you haven't thought about it in a few days. Spare a moment. It's a nice thought.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
But that said, she is angry in particular at House Speaker Mike Johnson. Here you go.
Once we find out more about this amicus brief that Congress submitted, I'll be able to come back on and provide an update. I know that Just the News with John Solomon and Amanda Head, they were actually the ones that broke that story because Speaker Mike Johnson didn't push out that he had filed or that Congress had filed another amicus brief. They had filed one previously prior to my dad reporting to Danbury Correctional Facility on 1 July. However, no one pushed that this amicus brief had been filed at the end of July.
Okay, so the amicus brief that she's talking about there, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone say the word amicus brief more times in like a minute. But anyway, the one she's talking about is that Mike Johnson has said that they're gonna have this brief that's gonna argue that the January 6th committee, which Bannon was supposed to testify before, but he didn't want to because he wanted to look tough. So even though knowing that he could end up in prison, he decided not to. So he opted into the prison stay that he's currently in, that work was tainted. And so he can't be put in prison as a result of not going because it was corrupt or something. It's nonsense. It's not gonna save him. Now I understand it's her dad, so she's sensitive about that, but it's not gonna save him. He went to prison because he belongs in prison. But I also, before you jump in, Danielle, I just wanna let everyone know that Steve Bannon, is apparently getting daily updates from his daughter about what's going on in politics. And that's amazing, because I haven't thought about this. He's been in there the entire time since Joe Biden stepped down and Harris is now running. So he went into prison thinking that Donald Trump had this thing locked down. And now he's not out there to fight back against how much has changed in politics, which is amazing when you stop and think about it. But Danielle, what do you make of all this?
I mean, first of all, like what makes me angry is that it's only 4 months. He's gonna be out before the election. Right. And so that to me is what's troubling. And like, who cares about anyone trying to get, this multiple shirt wearing weirdo out of jail for, putting himself there in the first place? I just, okay, boo-hoo.
Yeah. Look, it's her family. So she's gonna be sad about it. She apparently doesn't see her father as the horrific, grifting, scamming criminal that he is, but that's how family works. If I ever become a massive criminal, I hope that my daughter is also blind to my many crimes. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.